You caught me doing email. In fact, I was just reading one from a vendor that I had opted into a while ago, and as you might imagine, they made some mistakes. I see that quite often. So why don't we take a few minutes, we'll talk about the 10 mistakes that I often see, and I encourage you to please don't make those mistakes. So lesson number one, all right, what you should always do whenever you do your email and your opt-in list is you should actually have an actual preferences or a user subscription, email subscription service center, where they can actually go and manage their own subscription rights. They can unsubscribe, they can subscribe, they can see I want the newsletter, but I don't want the seminar and the webinar invites, whatever the periodicals are you're sending them, they can control at will, all right? So the other thing is, it also shows them the data you have on file, their email address, the first name, the last name, the company, the title, so they can know their own privacy. They can also keep up to date, so they feel they're in control. And if you're gonna do that though, make sure your privacy policies are there, very prominently displayed. So the next thing is, you want to make any email that you receive, your visitors receive, follow the path of least resistance. How do you do that? Simple rule, give the search function to your site right in the email, and that way they don't have to click through. If they want to see your products, your services, or white papers, they can do that in a simple one-time click. Now, the fastest way to grow your email list is to actually use word of mouth. Nothing's changed in all these years. Difference is now it's a virtual word of mouth. So what you want to do is you want to have a link in there to forward this email to a friend. And the beauty of doing that, with most email systems, you can actually track who they forward it to, and then you can reach out to them automatically. So make sure you have that forward to a friend in your email. Don't lose that. The next thing is provide a subscription link, all right? So they can actually invite other people to participate in your newsletters or your emails. They can subscribe themselves to additional pieces, all right? So allow them to control their own subscriptions right within the email you sent them. And a lot of this stuff, where we get much further, can be sitting on the bottom of the email, not taken away from your primary message. So don't think you're giving up a lot of real estate to do this. What you're doing is you're being courteous. Speaking of being courteous, recognize that they're often spammed. And what you don't want to be is you don't want to be blocked. So it's in your best interest to have a little button there that says add to the safe senders list. And that way you're making sure that any future emails from you will be received and not blocked. You don't want to be reported as spam, that's bad. Next thing is, you want to have a link for a web version. This is critical because a lot of email clients or phones block the HTML altogether, and they can't see the layout and the value of that. So what you want to do is make sure they can see the whole thing online. Of course, the second thing to that is make sure your messages are also in text, not just HTML, because if they do block that HTML and you have nothing left, they don't know what to do, and they're going to say they're going to block, spam, what have you. This sounds silly. Provide a telephone contact number. If people really want to talk to you, they don't want to have to look for it. You emailed them, they opted in. Make it easy for me to talk to somebody right now, all right? Don't make me go to your contact us page. Just tell me, because you know what? I will follow the path of least resistance. If I have to pick up a phone or a website and go look for it, I may not do it. But if it's right there, I will. Next one, don't be shy. Display the recipient's email address, all right? So showing that address helps boost your email's credibility and builds trust with the reader. So they know they're not getting duplicate copies from different email addresses. It's perfect. That's what you need to do, all right? So it's all about building trust and credibility, and everything we're doing here right now is about being above board and them just knowing that you are. Next, provide navigation links within the email to the website. So again, they don't have to necessarily click through, but if they want to go to products or to services or to demos, they can just do it right away. Put it right near the top of your newsletter so it's out of the way, but it's there. That way they can find what they want to with the path of least resistance. All right? Now finally, sometimes you do things wrong, and the reader wants to tell you. All right? Whether it's you send it at a bad time, you send duplicates, or in fact, they've got a hot deal and someone needs to call me. What you need to do to that is provide an email address where they can send you feedback. Give them a phone number, all right? You give them your privacy policy and their email subscription preferences and all this wonderful stuff and the site function and the ability to navigate your website. But sometimes they just want to be heard and they want to give you some feedback. So give them an email address. Don't make it generic like info@ because they get lost. No one believes those anymore. So in a nutshell, 10 simple things you can do to make your emails far more read, far more well received. So with that said, I have to send my wife an email. Take care.